everybody. My name is Angie Murenga. You're watching Just Angie, the home of inspiring and the most amazing conversations. I'm really, really grateful to always be here. This year we hit our 8th year of filming Just Angie. So I'm really, really proud of that. The month is October. So I think we have 3 months now, October, November, December to the end of the year. But we're so grateful that God has brought us this far. Today I have some amazing guests and we're going to be talking about embracing self, which is such a lovely topic. And it came from our Inspired for Significance. We did an event, Inspired for Significance, in March. And so much has come out of that event. We did like master classes out of it. Then I've written a book out of it. So watch out for the book. I'm so encouraged, but I had to come. I wanted to invite these two ladies who are going to introduce themselves. They've both been on Just Angie before, but to come here and talk about embracing self. And I think it's such an important time to reflect on that topic because we're coming to the end of the year and then we're going to go into a new year. So ladies, welcome and thank you for saying yes to my invite. I'll start on my far left. Pauline, please introduce yourself, how you want these guests and these people to know you.
Okay. So my name is Pauline Kiraithe. I'm the founder and CEO of Talent Gurus at 254. It's a HR boutique consulting firm where we help people discover who they are and their genius in the marketplace. We do executive leadership coaching, career coaching, and recently women leadership development, as well as imposter syndrome coaching. Thank you.
I like that one. Imposter syndrome coaching.
Yes.
That is so good. That is taking the bull by the horns.
Yes.
Yeah, but I love it. And did you talk about Ascend as well? It's
Yes.
all there in your women
Yes.
leadership. Amazing. Thank you so much, Pauline.
Yeah, so hi, Apostle Angie. Always such a great pleasure to
Thank
be
you.
on your platforms and under your leadership and guidance. It's such a great blessing. And I believe that, there's so many people out there as well who are blessed by Just Angie and the various platforms and events that you host.
Thank you.
Every single year.
Thank you.
Consistency
I'm blessed.
is
Consistency is everything.
we learn from you. Keep it up.
Thank
and God
you.
bless. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I'm Teresa Njoroge, founder, CEO of Clean Start Africa, which is a social enterprise that works to empower women, girls, and children who are justice impacted. And we also run Beyond the Bars Africa Conference, work towards systems change, especially within the criminal justice system, and just seeing to it that we end the over-incarceration of people due to their social economic status.
Yeah. Because that's it,
Yes.
If I look like me, it will take a lot for me to get incarcerated. God forbid I will not be incarcerated
God forbid.
ever. But when you look a certain way, it's you probably will not be, but if you look another way, so it's criminalizing poverty
and profiling people. Yeah.
That is
Very
just, I
unfortunate.
know, so amazing. So these women do amazing things. I love both of them and I've known them for a long time. So the topic was embracing self. So let me see what I discovered about it and then each of you will speak to it. So it's a journey of self-awareness and self-acceptance. I found that so profound, because it's a journey.
Yeah.
And maybe when we can start there, but let me read two more things and then we see. Loving as your true self. Yeah, flaws, gifts, and all. Because even sometimes we forget we have flaws, and not rejecting or hiding who you are and removing the masks. I know you've spoken to this, Teresa, not trying to fit in or to please others. Okay, good. That's where I've been for a long time. Because I think I find myself trying to fit in. But when I say embracing self, what comes to mind?
Just on that point of fitting in, at the core of every human being is the desire and need to love, for love.
And to be loved.
And to
be
belong.
accepted and to belong, yes.
Yeah.
So if that's innate
So
in you, then you'll find yourself shrinking yourself or doing what's acceptable, and betraying yourself. Let's be honest.
Because you betray yourself, your true
To
self.
fit in.
Yeah.
Just because you're longing for that love and you're longing for belonging. But I love these kinds of conversations because they help us to know how to be our authentic self. Whether people will say yes or whether people will like me or whether I will make people uncomfortable. Because truth be told, you cannot create when you're masking.
That's so good. You cannot create when you're masking. And masking yourself.
Exactly.
Yes.
Just show up as the authentic self. Be vulnerable. And do you know, funny enough, people love authenticity.
They do.
People love the real
It's hard.
you.
They do.
Because that's what they relate with.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Apostle Angie, even to that point as well, and I can't wait to hear Pauline's view, is the fact that people mask because they fear what will people say. It's the shame. It's the criticism. So you're like, let me mask because I don't want to be embarrassed, but you're truly abandoning yourself as you do that.
Yeah. But it also gives, I want to hear a little bit, it gives people energy. When you find somebody in a room who's not masking, who's energetic. I remember being on Zoom calls. Me, I just do me. Yeah. And you'll see people say, oh, how come you have so much joy in the morning? Yeah, because this is me. Yeah, this is me. So before maybe I try to, let's tone it down. What space am I in? How much joy, decibel should I bring? It says I bring all of me the way I am.
Yeah.
But it's taken time, which is what I like to say. It's a journey. And every time I find myself in a place where I have tried to fit in, when I question myself, it's because I say, I want to belong. I want to belong. I want to be. How can I not belong? I want to belong. I want to belong. That's always my take, where I find myself. You're trying to fit in. You're trying to belong because I have a desire to belong.
Yeah.
And God is always like, Pastor Angie, please, can we move along swiftly? We have been around this mountain too many times. Let's go. And maybe also understanding when I look now at almost next year I'll be 60. I've never fit in. It's crazy. Pauline?
Yes. So understanding self. So how do I look at self? I look at self, each one of us is gifted very differently.
Yeah.
And we are all wired very differently.
Yes.
So I use this analogy of if you want to discover self, I like what you said, is a journey. Yeah. There is no time that you'll say, now I've found who I am. Why? Because every day you're discovering a new aspect of who you are. So if you really are on the journey of self-discovery, I use this analogy that it's like peeling an onion. You know the way we have many layers of an onion?
Yeah.
That's exactly how we are wired as human beings. So you'll never say that I have a true full picture of who I am.
Yeah.
Because you react very differently to different scenarios and different challenges. And even remember, with age, you're also evolving.
Yeah.
So you're becoming somebody totally different. Yeah. When you were in your 20s, when you were in your 30s, 50s, you're somebody totally different. Because there's experiences that are also happening, that are enriching who you are, that are changing your perspectives. Yeah. So in terms of looking at self, for me, when I started the journey of coaching and helping people discover themselves, for me, I looked back and I realized, actually, we were never ever taught about how to find ourselves.
We were never.
So many people are walking dark, in this life. And you can actually walk dark the whole of your life.
Which is so sad.
Especially if you haven't started the journey of finding self. And the journey of finding self is, do you understand what are your key strengths? What are you good at?
Your strengths and weaknesses.
Where are you? What are your natural talents? There are certain things that you do much easier than other people. Yeah. So we need to find our strengths. The other thing you need to find out is what are actually your weaknesses, because finding and knowing your weaknesses is also still help. Strength.
Yes.
Yeah. Acknowledging that actually, for me, I don't enjoy. For me, one thing I don't enjoy is filling forms. But then I hate forms completely.
Me, I hate reading documents.
Documents.
Oh my God. If you give me a document, I first look at it.
Yes.
I wonder, what are we going to do with this document?
And it is good to acknowledge that so that you get other people
to fill the forms.
To be able to do that for you. You understand?
Yeah.
So that you put your focus and your energy on the things that you're good at.
Yeah.
Yeah. So understand what are your weaknesses.
Your strengths and weaknesses.
Yes, strengths and weaknesses. Then the other thing is to also understand your own emotions. Yeah. What are the things that make you happy?
Yeah.
Why did I react the way I reacted
what are your
in this
triggers?
certain situation? So by the way, the other thing is emotions are actually data for us. So the thing is to listen to your body and listen to yourself. Ask yourself, why did I speak to this person and why did I feel the way I felt? Is there something my body is reacting to? Yeah, because the body already tells you, but you ignore it. Yeah. So your emotions, and then the other thing is also behavior. Yeah, things like there sometimes you will overreact to a certain situation. Ask yourself, why did I behave the way I did? Yeah. So it's important to also reflect, on certain circumstances that you find yourself in. Yeah, so that you pick the learning from those circumstances, so that if there were good behaviors, you can reinforce and repeat. And if they were not, then now you can also ask yourself, what is the learning I needed to pick from that situation? So we are actually very complex. Yeah. And it's a journey. Complex. And so you just keep on digging deeper. So for me, all I say is it's a lifelong journey. You have to just keep on learning, keep immersing yourself, keep exposing yourself to many experiences. And then you just get to see different aspects of who you are. Yeah.
Teresa, before I come to you, there's something else I also found. It's the personality tests and the attachment style tests. So if we're going to talk about embracing self and understanding self, that's a good place to start.
Yes.
Because I think all the tests are free. The Myers-Briggs ones, it's one that has the 16 personalities. So that's a good place to start. It's a free test. The only thing I'll ask you to be is very authentic and very vulnerable, because it's a test. Be true. Not sometimes you want to give this answer, which you know is the correct answer. No, just be yourself, and then it will bring out who you are. And also the attachment style test.
Yes.
Both of these are free tests, because when I did those two tests, because I was also going to ask you, I'm going to start with her on how her journey has been. Those tests helped me. I'm under the place where I'm studying the strengths. I want to go into the weaknesses. It's just detailed, and sometimes I laugh and I stop, because that's just how I am. I'm like, who told this? Why? How do they know me so well? Why do they know me? Who are these people? We need to interrogate who these people are. But it's amazing the way they brought me out. And then my attachment style test was amazing, because even that, they give you a report. So I began to understand things. I think I'm avoidant or something. Avoidant and something else. I must not tell you all my secrets. But anyway, so then I started to understand why I avoid certain situations. I avoid it. I'm like, I'm not going there. So I like the people please. There's a time I was a great people pleaser, or I'll tell you what you want to hear, but I'm not going to do this. And then this time, because I have, my calling is to draw potential out of people and connect dots. And it's not been an easy journey, because sometimes people don't even want you to tell them what's wrong with them. They don't want you to tell them what we are connecting and what you're seeing. So there's also truth. They don't want the truth, and there's a spiritual angle here. By the grace of God, because it's not me. Before you said it's not me. God is never wrong. How can he be wrong? He can't be wrong, and he's using me as the vessel, even as the donkey, to say this is what is up here. So so I liked those tests. Those tests, they made me understand who I am, and there must be many others, I guess. Just like when people come to you, I remember sometimes they'd come to you to do some personality, career tests, and then you find out your career. Sometimes people are shocked, sometimes people want to fight, but this is, as long as you're truthful with the test, this is what I'm. So part of embracing self, please go do those tests. I pray that they put them in the description so that people can do that, because that was a good one. But for you as well, because I found this one, letting go of shame, disappointment, and imperfections. I think, Teresa, I don't know, you've been through a lot that, and then even the women, your community has got that going for them, because there's a lot of shame, there's disappointment, there's imperfections, but we've got to let go of them. But I don't know how you want to tell your sort of journey on your embracing self.
So leaving the corporate sector for me, and a space that I worked so hard to build and be in. And this is all I dreamt of being, working in the financial sector, modeling from my role model, my father, how I saw it, and I envisioned it, and then getting there, and then just like that, you're thrown into a completely different spectrum, the criminal justice system, and you're not a criminal. You've not studied law. It's not even a space you ever thought about. First and foremost, what it does, yes, shame, in the sense that first and foremost, I have failed. I have failed myself. I have failed as far as my vision is concerned. There's shame around what everyone is talking about because of the headlines in the newspaper. You're reading about yourself, bank manager, thief. That's the last headline you wanted to read about yourself. And people sending memes to each other, Mulika Mwizi, spotlight the thief. And you're getting to see that literally talking about me. And that's not me. What the world is talking about me is not me. So first, there's that identity issue because you were this bank manager, now you're not. Then your reputation has now been marred with this criminal aspect. You're in prison, and then you're meeting thousands and thousands and thousands of women who are so broken, who their life's journey to self is so shattered. And you're having to redefine not just yourself, but you are making this conscious decision. I will also support them to define their self-identity, who they could become as I'm defining myself. But as all this is going, you're hurting. And, it's that issue of showing up perfect, but at the same time, you're breaking on the inside. And the world expects you to show up polished and put together, but here you are so broken. You're wondering, how do I put this together to explain the support we need for us to rebuild ourselves? So while that has been my career shift and journey as I build Clean Start Africa, there are three things I'm always aware of. Every time I either show up in a room, whether it's a fundraising room or a partner's room or wherever it is, even with my own sisters who we've shared the experience of incarceration. And I know that when I show up, there will be three seats. One is shame. I mean, these three seats will be taken, so I don't even need to worry about them. The shame, the scarcity seat, and there's the comparison seat. Comparison. Oh, I'm not good enough like so-and-so. Oh, so-and-so does it better than me. Oh, there's no way. I just recently got onto TikTok and everybody's like, where have you been all these years?
I'm so
100 followers. And I'm like, excuse me, I am going to build this step by step by step. But you're comparing. Well, who am I comparing myself to? And why am I comparing myself to them? I was recently on a panel with a lady who has 1.9 billion likes. And I was looking at her like, my friend, you should have called me earlier.
Show me this show. Thing,
but that seat of comparison of
and for
their
women,
children are doing much better.
Yes.
She dresses so much better. Her thoughts are so well. The thief of comparison. So that seat, I say to myself, don't bother yourself about that seat.
It's already occupied.
Occupied. Then there's the seat of scarcity. Who am I to set up an organization?
Who am I?
How much is in the bank account? How qualified am I to do this thing? I mean, am I the right person to even be talking about self? Scarcity of, am I good enough? The scarcity of, do I have the resources? The scarcity of, are my ideas even what? That scarcity of, you know what? That seat will forever always be occupied. And then the third one is around what's that? There's scarcity, there's comparison, and there is shame. The one we spoke about.
Shame has 1,000 occupants, 5,000.
Shame.
But shame can be something else.
You post something, Apostle Angie, or just Angie, and then the comments.
I know.
You post something, and then you're like,
very wicked.
So
but hurting people.
These three seats can literally make you to fear and not show up. They can literally make you to shrink yourself and not answer to your calling. But I love Maya Angelou's quote that says, it's the people in the arena that matter the most. It's the people in the arena that matter the most, not the critics.
The people even who are here, who have even shown up.
Exactly. The critics will always be there. And when I say that I am rebranding myself, I am answering to my call, and I am setting aside what I studied and what I believed I would do, which is work within the financial sector. And I am going to fight for incarcerated women. I'm going to talk towards reforms and rethinking how we over-incarcerate people. And people were like, who does that? You could do so much more with your life. And are you going to do this full time?
People with their questions.
This is my calling.
Yeah.
I feel God is calling me to answer the cries of those who are in prisons and who are unjustly incarcerated. I'm going to set up this organization, and this is what I'm going to rally up around. But let me say something. It wasn't just at the beginning of where self and what you're trying to do and all these seats that are occupied by critics and all that kind of stuff is coming up against you. But it's along the journey to your point where you talked about knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses. You grow. Where I started, which is right in prison, is not where I am today.
No.
And sometimes I'll show up in those places and people will be like, you're a traitor. But do you know something? I have been growing.
Yes.
I have been putting work to get to where I am right now. So while I might have been with you in prison, that rooted me, but roots grow deeper. And that soil can shake.
Yep. And can
for
do
me
other
to go
things.
to some other place.
Yep.
And a lot of people do not want to move because they don't want to be loyal to where they need to get to. They're being loyal to what built them or where they began because they don't want to be seen as a traitor and therefore foregoing their growth just because you want to belong.
You can't belong. You have to keep doing what God is asking you to do. And it was not a conference call. It was He gave you the instruction. And then I always say to a God who went to such great lengths to make sure that our fingerprints are different, our iris is different. 7 billion people on the planet, and no one has the same fingerprints or the same iris. I mean, surely that is Him saying, we are all here, but we all have a very unique journey, and you're all very different, despite all looking the same.
Exactly.
You are different.
You're different.
Yes.
The rooms that made you, they matter.
But you got to keep moving.
Where you need to go to and what you're creating has to define who you have to become.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And there's something else here. Because I was just looking for phrases. So one of them was I am enough. And I went through that phrase. Hey, there's a time we had to go through I am enough. Paka, I was wondering, sometimes you don't even know how deep you've gone into feeling you're not enough.
Yeah.
And then when I look back now, it's people and their expectations or their thoughts or their agendas that got me to that place where I started questioning whether what I have, who am I? I'm like, I'm never going back there again. I am enough because I was uniquely and wonderfully, fearfully made as me, with all my flaws, with all my drama, with all my weaknesses, with all my strengths. That is it. With all my experiences, it is me. Yeah. But I am enough. Yes. And everyone else can be enough as well. I'm just not. But I mean, I remember, I had gone far. I had gone far. I had gone down, down, Paka. You almost want to start not believing in yourself, believing in your call, believing in things that you're doing. And it was like just a few people, a handful of people.
And it's always
or situations. It's not a lot. But it's a handful of people. I remember even one day May, because I remember her sometimes, May said, but we're here, Pastor Angie. So even there's a focus, because one of the other things I went through about embracing self is I always used to see the glass as half empty. So we have a glass here, isn't it? Instead of me first focusing on, it's half full. I will focus on,
it's half empty.
I want to focus on what's empty. And I remember we'd be in rooms, I don't know what I'd be talking, but she'd always bring me back. And she'd say, but we're here.
Yeah.
So then I had to turn around, part of my embracing self. Stop focusing on who left and focus on who is here.
Those who are there.
That Bishop TDJ shouting there. Focus! I was like, hallelujah. This is the someone. What? Focus on what you have left. Because part of embracing self and embracing this journey is focus on what you have. You can't have everybody. You can't have all the attention. The one who has 1.9 billion followers, well done to them.
Exactly.
The one with 100 followers, let's go. Because there's an audience here who wants to hear what you want to say, and it's yours. And then always also, and I think God now is going to get tired, but I'm moving, I'm really shaking myself up. Every time I'm having a pity party, somebody will send me a direct message. I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
hiya. This is what you did for me. Even when did I do that? This is what you said. This is what you see.
Keeping
Somebody
records.
will send me a message that will shake me to my core.
Yeah.
But it is to confirm,
Remind you.
keep doing what you're doing. And my one point also, as I let Pauline share, is staying to my lane. Wow. When I figured there's a lane here, even when you're running a race, you can't go to lane 1.
Yes.
This is your lane, Pastor Angie. Stay here. What did God call you to do? What was the calling? Who are you? Yes. There are places in me, if I look at my weakness, maybe I'm too aggressive. I'm too abrasive. I'm working on it. It's okay. I'm working on it. I may not be the best at relationships, but it's all right. I'm working on it. And what do I have here? This phrase has been coming up a lot. What do I have in my hand? Let me do what is in my hand. And these days, another thing I find is I catch myself quicker. So before, whereas I do something, part of my weaknesses, and it's just really, I'm like, wow, that was not great. But now I turn it around as quickly, even for myself. I turn it around very, very quickly. And I think one of the, I was also watching Tupac. He had a guest. I wish I'll try to remember who that guest was, but that guy, and he quoted somebody, but I'll find out who he quoted. But I was like, wow. He said, you have to not speak to yourself negatively because you are there listening. I was like, what is this child saying? He was a young man. He said, one of the things about negative speak, you cannot let negative speak come out of your mouth.
That's it.
Because he said, you are also listening. You are present. Forget about everybody else who's hearing you. You are present. So you're listening. So the conversation is embracing self. You have to tell yourself you're enough. You have to be careful what you speak about yourself. You have to stay in your lane. You discover yourself because we're evolving and growing. You can't beat yourself up about it forever.
Exactly.
That is it. Keep moving. And then for me, another one is not explaining everything to everyone. How was I an explainer? But I think it's being part of people pleaser. As a person.
That's it.
You must explain to everyone. So now, this is why I made this decision. Oh my God, never ever. I'm explaining to you nothing. I'm not even trying to elaborate it because it's about me and what I'm called to do. So I think sometimes even as women and as men, we explain. I think we over-explain. We give too much information unnecessary. So that's another thing. Pauline?
So maybe just to touch on a few of the things you guys have said. So it's just to talk about the journey of understanding self. So there are like 3 levels that you will need to go through as a human being. So the first level is self-awareness.
Yes.
Now self-awareness is where now you take those personality tests. They'll tell you aspects of who you are. You keep going to exposing yourself to different immersions and experiences. People will give you feedback. So you're hearing and you're hearing what they're saying about you. So that's self-awareness. You're becoming more aware
of self,
of who you are and how other people experience you. So that's an intentional journey that we each have to take. So that's self-awareness. So as you're going through that journey of self-awareness, now you've also discovered where your strengths lie, isn't it? So the idea is you should actually do more of the things that you're good at, where your strengths are, because that's what actually God wired you for. And I love that you now are able to articulate where your weaknesses are. So that's the other thing. You accept your weaknesses and say, you know what? This is me. My warts and all. And I'm okay. I have accepted this is who I am. Because there's no perfect human being. And there's nothing like perfection. So the earlier we all agree that there's nothing like perfection, the better. So that we now embrace our strengths, our geniuses that God has already put in each one of us. So that's self-awareness. And that journey is lifelong. then the more you keep on now doing more of your strengths. Yeah. What now you move to is the second level, which is it starts building up on your self-confidence.
Yes, self-confidence.
Yeah. And now you wonder sometimes why are certain people more confident than others? It's just because they've just done more of this self-awareness
journey.
Yeah. And now they're playing out from their areas of strength. So that's how you'll find certain people tend to be more confident than others. They have done more in their areas of strength. The more you do, the more confident you become. You understand? I remember my journey of public speaking. Initially, and I'm sure for each one of you, you were always terrified in the beginning.
I know, and
but
you
the
had
more you do it,
the
more you do it, the easier to get.
Let me jump in there. I remember Cindy Trim when she came to Kenya. I had the privilege of hosting her first with a team from, I think, Coca-Cola. They used to call themselves Bolt or something like that. And so I was taking her to a few meetings. I'm telling you, I was looking at this woman like, where did she come from? Which planet? How is she talking with so much confidence? Where is she talking? She's not even, she's just, it's coming out of her. But the shocking thing is, one day I sat, I'm not Cindy Trim, but 20 years later, I realized I'm doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Because what it is, it's a journey.
Yes.
It's a journey that she went on. She went on it very early. She knew who she was. She was confident about who she is. She's confident about the things that she's speaking about. But that's a journey. So I always find, for me, there's a day I just realized, I was like, oh my God.
You're doing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing what she could do. I'm still in my lane. So I'm not comparing myself to her. But in my lane and for my audience, I'm able to do that. So self-confidence, you have to develop the self-confidence.
And so self-confidence is built by action, by doing. So like for you now, you go to that level because you are there.
I've always been doing.
Arena.
Yes, I was in the arena.
You're in the arena doing it.
Yeah.
So the more you do it, the more you build onto your confidence. Now, comparison comes in, and this copying culture that we have is where now you're copying somebody else's genius. And that's not your thing. So now you're here struggling to replicate the thing that is not yours.
It's not yours.
So I keep telling people, and that's why I say, invest in your own self-awareness so that you know your thing.
Yeah.
Because as you said, we are all wired differently. God created us also differently. So my genius cannot be your genius.
It cannot be your genius.
And if you try to copy mine, you will be frustrated.
It is true.
And you will have now those comparison games. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is, find yours. Find your thing. Focus on it. There's a problem that is uniquely yours for you to solve. You understand?
And there are even people in a community that is uniquely yours.
That's yours.
Waiting for you.
Your 1 billion viewers.
Yes.
You have your 1
You have your unique ones.
Yes. So just
different ones.
Stick to your lane. Just stick to your lane. And now the third and the last level, and which is where eventually we should all get to, is now the self-efficacy level. And which is where you know you have done this thing. Now you know that you got it. And there's a point you get to, you know, no matter what happens, I have the resources within me to be able to weather whatever will come my way. That's what confidence
and even to deliver
and knowing self gets you to.
Yeah.
Where now you actually now know I can actually solve whichever challenge that comes my way.
Yeah.
And that's the best place to actually get to. Where now you know you believe in self. Now you are confident in yourself. And now you can actually weather the world and the challenges that come to you. So you're not relying on anybody's support. It's just you and your God. And that's where, for me, I say that's the sweet spot of being a human being. That's where we all need to aspire to get to.
We all need to get there.
That's where we need to get to.
And I wanted to add self-love. Because self-love and acceptance is also so important.
That's it.
You must love yourself. You must accept yourself. And I remember in the beginning years, even when I was growing up, I'd always be wanting to be somewhere else, wanting to be somebody else, wanting to belong to another family. I don't know what it is. It's part of us. But the minute I got into self-love, I love myself. I have strengths. I have weaknesses. I have flaws and I have what I do right. that is all that makes up me.
Yes.
Because now the weaknesses were frustrating me now to like, good Lord, when am I going to stop doing these things that I don't want to do?
Yeah.
But I can't stay there.
And aspiring for perfection.
Yes. And then I must say what I do well, and I must know what I do well, then, and love myself and accept myself. I think there's such an important thing about loving self and accepting yourself.
Yeah.
And there was something else. And then also, I guess, speaking to ourselves. Yeah. There's also something, I don't know, Teresa, just speaking to this, and then I want to talk about our mistakes. Speaking to what we've just talked about.
We've just talked about, Pauline has anchored the fact that we're not in this world to be perfect. We're in this world to be true. But we ran away from our own truth so much, chasing the perfection, that what you are meant to bring, the genius you're talking about, the flavor that you were talking about, that, you know, that which you were born and brought into this world to bring, you're running away from it. And the more you run away from that truth, chasing perfection, the more you deny the world and yourself.
Yes, you deny the world.
I'm reminded of times when I enter into rooms, because working in the social justice space has taken me to rooms that I never imagined. One day I'm at the largest correctional facility in the country. The next moment I'm in a completely different world where you're trying now to bridge the gap, to see to it that these people who have been impacted by the justice system are empowered. And you enter into these rooms, and the first question you ask yourself is, do I belong? Whether it's in prison, whether it's in the spaces where I'll find the resources to support those who are over-incarcerated, the question is, do I belong?
Yes.
But at the end of the day, true belonging is within.
Yes.
That's true belonging. It's within you. And you're in this room to shift things, to change things, probably to start conversations, probably to bring awareness. But we're so consumed with yourself.
That is it.
As opposed to the moment and what it calls of you to do.
And the cause.
And
What's
the cause.
Why are you here? Remind yourself again why you're here.
Why am I in prison? Why am I in this room?
You're here representing a community.
Exactly. It's not about you.
You're an assignment. It's not about you, because that's the other thing. Too much focus on me.
It's not about you. It's for a purpose. It's for a cause. And that's why you need to bring your authentic, true self.
Yeah.
Because that authentic, true self solves a problem or adds on to something that would have missed in the world if you want your true self. So get over yourself and stop shrinking or stop being so obsessed about this perfectionism and continue building on that true, authentic self, self-awareness, knowing your strengths, knowing your weaknesses, and showing up as you, because probably you're in that room to bring discomfort, in the sense people are not even aware, we should have been thinking about that. We should have been, but now you just want
and to diversify even the conversation.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes people also, especially people who have not been in the position. I always say for you, you know, it's another TDJX message. It had to happen, because if it didn't happen, you wouldn't be able to tell us what is happening in the criminal justice system. Yeah. I even watched some superstar was in a prison, and she asked the ladies, is this a typical day in prison? Is this how, they all told her, no, in a chorus. So they're painting a picture. You're there with them, but you can't get the true story.
Yeah.
It's when the visitors leave and we are here that you know the true experience. So that's why you had to go through it, because then you can provide an authentic experience, conversation. Others would be talking at this thing from the surface level. We can't go deep.
People want to live at the surface level.
We can't do that.
Can you imagine me coming out of prison and saying, you know, putting myself picture perfect together,
and then pretending even you never went to prison?
Can you imagine?
You know, the other people who we don't even know they went there.
You're losing out on
cannot say you were there.
The change that you would have brought, because you're masking so much. Just say it as it is. I was incarcerated, and this is how. But then again, that shame.
But yeah,
And the stigma.
The shame,
And the stigma.
So you want to cover up, but you see how it robs of bringing solutions and bringing what would then again showing up in rooms, and you're like, let me just be status quo, let things flow here. I don't want to disrupt things.
We have to disrupt.
Probably you were sent to that room to disrupt things.
And to bring the truth, because they don't know the truth. They may think they know, but they don't know because they haven't experienced it. Somebody who has experienced something will be able to articulate it better and articulate the problem. That's why speaking up in some places, we have to, because you're the one who has experienced it. I wanted to say as well, robbing the world of who you are is so tragic. But there's something that you said about our families. You see, we're taught this thing. We're taught we must show up looking perfect. We do not talk about the things that go on at home. We never ever, we come out here and we present another picture. And it's a different picture. I always say, and I think even my pastors say that, it would be so great if on a Sunday morning, because my thing is Sunday morning, somebody would come and say, the pastors would come and say they came fighting all the way. That would be so refreshing. Okay, great. Because half the couples have come, that's how they've come. It is here, hapa nje tumeshikana. Now, church face, church is a big problem. We have a church face, church outfit, church day, posture. So the church poster must come out. Now, if those guys can disarm you and tell you, let me tell you the drama we have had from here to there, that everybody will just breathe it like,
and people have come to heal. People who are going through that every day have come to heal. They're coming to look for a way out, how to resolve this. But now when they come and find this picture perfect,
it's a show.
They're like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with me? Where will I find healing?
And which is why even for myself, that's where therapy helped. Because that's, Kwanzaa, when I found the word emotional underdevelopment, I said, hallelujah. Who are these people? This is it. Because what it is. And it's not, if you took it, you can take it to everything. Spiritual underdevelopment, solical, the mind, emotional underdevelopment, physical, social underdevelopment. Because when I think about it, I wasn't socialized how to have relationships. There comes my problem.
And
I don't even know.
To show emotions.
I was not sure. It was not sure to show emotions. I was not sure how to behave with others. It was all a big pretend game. Bring your acting classes, game first. Then now, so never being real. So, when I found that word, it was so crazy.
For me, as I've been coaching people, so I started out initially with executive coaching, leadership coaching. Then I realized actually, the problem is actually with the person.
Because there's a human being inside of this thing. The person you're coaching on the outside, it's them.
So actually, it's people would come with issues that are work related. But by the time we are done, it is actually
it's personal.
It's a personal issue. So I got into life coaching. And for me, just to demystify this thing of upbringing and even how we were brought up and the parenting thing. Because the thing is, I think it is a core problem to who we are.
It's
and
a
if
big
you don't
problem.
do that work, you will never actually have that true expression of who you truly are. And so the other thing is also to look at it from this other perspective, that if you look at your own parents, were they parented? They were not parented.
They were not.
They were actually not parented.
That's why I don't even blame them. Because
So
even them, they were not
They were not actually
Actually,
parented.
who told them?
Those were worse. Those ones, they were sent to Nairobi. Where is that? You are sent to go to Nairobi and make a life.
And do your
even
thing.
the people in the village don't know what you were doing. And then you had to make it.
So that
hasn't even happened to us.
So that's where we need to start from, that our own parents were not parented. So they didn't even have a model of parenting. Are we together? So let's not hold it against them.
I don't.
I cannot hold it
that they
didn't parent us. So now the thing is, each one of us has to do their own work. Now that's where therapy comes.
That's why therapy is the best thing ever. You must find yourself, confront self, look at who you are,
emotionally,
and start healing.
Because there's also, there'll be bitterness and there'll be pain that will come out as you open those wounds. But you have to go through that process.
And you have
for
to
you
heal
to
them.
be whole for the next generation. Because this pretense
is not going to get us anywhere.
This sugarcoating thing will continue generationally. And it has to stop with us, guys. It really needs to stop with us. Because we have the information, we have the opportunities to actually even do the therapy, the coaching. So that now for our own children,
It's
they get a
different.
better,
Yeah.
a better life, a better experience of what parenting looks like. So that we can be able to bring up whole human beings.
Yeah.
And as you're saying that,
Whole
Pauline,
human beings.
I'm just thinking about the weight
Yes.
of showing up brilliant
Yes.
versus the burnout.
Yes. That's it.
The balance of service versus self.
Yes.
Because you're not taking care of self. Why? The overperforming.
Overperforming.
Overfunctioning.
And it's overperforming.
You're constantly
to show this
overfunctioning.
brilliance.
Yes. And
But the
actually,
burnout is killing you.
Yep.
and that's actually what now took me now to doing imposter syndrome
Coaching.
And you know why? Because after coaching so many women, I asked myself, so why aren't women still showing up for leadership positions? I look back in my own journey from 2005, which is 2 decades ago. That's when I did my master's. To date. And every year, I actually do some training or something. It's a personal event or something, a conference or something.
Yes.
Every year, when I go for such forums, those rooms are full of women.
Full.
So I ask myself, where are these women
Where is it getting
who are
lost?
constantly developing themselves,
Yeah.
but they're not showing up? And for me, it made me realize that actually there's even another bigger problem, the imposter syndrome.
They feel like they're
That
imposters.
thing of feeling not good
Not
enough.
good enough.
Do I deserve to be here?
Yeah.
Feeling like an intellectual phony.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are qualified. We have the best papers, but we don't speak up in meetings.
No.
Why? Yeah, because upbringing is another thing. You are
Which is
told
imposter.
ladies are to be seen and not to be heard.
Who told us
Culture.
that?
Yes, culture, even religion to some extent.
Even
has also,
religion.
impacted that. So the thing is to now go back and ask yourself, you have to go back to your upbringing. You have to go back to how you were parented, your belief systems, to ask yourself, why do I believe the way I believe? And what is this thing that's holding me back? That there are some families, you cannot outshine your elder.
At the elder. We'll outshine
Because
everyone.
apparently there's an order.
There's nothing like that. There's
nothing
no
like
order in
that.
the
You
family.
do you.
Outshine everybody.
You do
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
So those are the things now for me. I'm trying to help people just actually
come
break it
over
down
them.
to the crux of the matter. Because it's no longer about even qualifications. Yeah.
They have all the
in terms of
qualifications.
corporate women.
They have the qualifications,
already
they have the experience.
But there's a fear. There's that fear that still
Yes.
holds them back.
Yeah.
And that true expression of who you are will never come out.
And there's always a voice for me as I think about it. My experience is there's always a voice. Every time you stand up, that's telling you who told you. Who gave you permission? So the voice is there.
Yep.
Now you have to deal with the voice. And you have to speak back to the voice. So me, I tell that voice, Ebu, keep quiet. Go sit there in the corner. Don't
Yes.
even get it. But in the beginning, it used to be very scary.
Yes.
And this was when I was teaching
Yeah.
PLF. I'm invited somewhere or I'm coaching somebody. There would be this voice that said, who said? Who said you can do it? Who do you
That's
think
it.
you are?
That's it.
But we must overcome that voice because it's robbing us. It's robbing us of so much. It's robbing the world of the things that they need to do. And one of the women who I think has really overcome imposter syndrome is the lady of Lean In. That lady, I'm telling you, I can't even keep up. I'm like, no. There's something they just put kando. Because she did the book Lean In.
Yes.
Then I don't know, is it where her husband died?
B, yes.
Option B, I almost fell down. Actually, when I picked up the book, I was like, what
Yes.
happened? Then I hear now she's
She
also married
remarried.
again. I'm like, okay, this woman now
Oh,
is
yes.
too much. But you see, that's what I love about her. She lives her life free and moves forward and does the things that she needs to do. I want Teresa to, because I hear we're out of time, but let me tell you, I don't know, we need to come back and do part 2 because there are women, first of all, I don't understand why when men separate from women or if they're widowed, they get remarried very quickly. Women were on 15 years, you are still there by yourself. Because the Bible said, till death do us part. There's some I fight with even at weddings. Give me your ring. They're not giving me. It's a fight now. I said, what did the Bible say? What did you say? Till death?
Do us part.
Why are we still here? Why are you still wearing the ring? So you see, there's another thing as well. We've refused ourselves even personal grace.
Yes.
to be who we are. Even me as I'm talking here, it's one of the things I've discovered because I don't want to get to the end of my life and I'm bitter. Why does it take so long to remarry? Why does it take so long to get into another relationship? Because we're afraid of society and society will judge us. And we're thinking about, and you when you enter your house, when society enters your house with you, stop. And the other people, that's why I say we have to do another one, is the people who, like me, parented children in complicated situations. So her dad is there providing, but it's me here. So I find now I overcompensated. I went over, oh my God, over the top. Because I had to compensate for that there's no father here right now physically. So I just did things that if I look back now or if we were together, I wouldn't have done. And like I would have done them earlier.
And that's the reality of, in most households today, that's the kind of situation that women are finding themselves in, whereby they are the primary caregiver of their children and the partner is not there most times or absolutely not there at all. And what's happening is that we are overcompensating. And therein lies a problem in how you're parenting and the way you're shaping the identity of these children as you overcompensate because there is something you're denying them in the cushioning.
That's it.
Because nothing can go wrong. Why? It cannot be
not on your watch.
Not on my watch. Something has gone wrong, but I'm not allowing it to go wrong here. So you overcompensate with all your guilt, and we really need to check that.
We really need to check
because again, it's also that issue of shame, comparison,
perfection.
Exactly.
Putting on a picture out there that the world has to see.
Yes,
but that's not the picture.
You know what? Even if I failed here, look at this.
It's me, I even told her at her bridal shower, I was not failing because she says I was a very strict man. I told her, let me tell you, I failed at my marriage. I was not failing. You see, failing with you was not an option. But now that's not right.
Exactly.
Because right now I can see so many things that we still have to correct. God is going to be there. But I mean, you're not preparing them for a real world. There's no world that's going to cushion them like that.
Exactly.
It is not going to cushion them.
That's not the real life.
Actually, I came across a phrase that says, when you take those hardships away from your children, you're trying to protect them. What you're doing is that you're actually taking away the lesson from them.
The
you understand?
The resilience.
Yeah. So now that's why we have this new generation of young people who cannot be resourceful with what they have because they know mommy or daddy
will do it.
They'll show up.
Do you understand?
But one day when mommy and daddy is not there,
what will happen to them? So we have to be able to allow them to go through their journeys. You're there
their suffering.
to at least watch. It doesn't go completely down the drain, but they should learn from there.
They should.
They should learn from their journeys. Because if you take that resilience.
And today I was sharing about, I was just remembering, although we're really out of time, how we will be taken to shags. And it's not the shags that you like. See, a lot of shags is just, there's no shags there. The shags here is
soft life.
Soft life. Bougie shags. This was the real shag.
Yes.
And my mother, I think African parents are very, they'd leave us there for like a month. There's no hospital. The nearest hospital is 15 kilometers away. There's no car. There's no medicine.
Survival.
But let me tell you one of the things she'd say that would make us, I always remember, she told my grandmother, the children who die in the absence of the one, but that's the parting statement. Please bury them, and I will collect the ones who are alive. You just wake up. You get another resolve. Let me tell you, I must live. I will live. So that was it. And they'd leave you there, but it was good. They taught us something. We went to the farm. We were laughed at by the children of Gishagi because we got blisters. The panga, the drama was excess. But it was a good thing for us. It toughened us up. So we must toughen up.
We have to. We need to be able to allow them to make their mistakes. And it's good that you've also mentioned that example, because the other day I was remembering when we went to university. I remember when I went to university, my parents took us the first day because you have stuff to carry. But after that, you sort yourself
Out.
And do you
Jipanga.
know, the 4 years, now I look back and I'm like, actually, they had so much trust in God.
Yes.
Because they didn't even know what we were doing in that university.
I know.
But the thing is, we managed to show up for classes.
Yeah.
We managed to do what was right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for them, they were sort yourself out. This is your opportunity.
Yeah.
You need to go to the next level.
Yeah.
So they were not following up at every semester. Have you passed? That's your duty.
That's your duty.
And that's what we need to do, to be able to give them guidance, but be able to allow them to take responsibility. Yeah? Because now I look back and I'm like, actually, university, no one bothered about my transcripts.
No.
But I ensured that I had good grades.
Yeah, we could hear their voices.
That's what
even.
we need to be able to
This is
do.
what we need to do. Do you have, let's do a parting shot for this topic, but I think I'll call you back next year. And this is, I'm also not doing things, we have to come back and pull out some other really amazing moments. But I think it's been a really amazing conversation. Any parting shot?
I think as we've been having this conversation, just looking at the work that Pauline is doing is brilliant with people within the corporate sector and women who are well accomplished, and kudos to that. And just seeing the kind of women that I work with who have not had the kind of opportunities, whether it's education-wise, whether it's employment or income generation, and they're still at very low levels of social economic statuses. I see that at the end of the day, and even with yourself, Apostle Angie, whether it's with the Kingdom Business Solution or whether it's within the church space, you know what? At the end of the day, first and foremost, your social economic status, when it comes to matters self, it doesn't matter. It's not about the degrees that you have. It's not about the cars that are parked out there. It's not how well put together or how broken and how low of a social economic status you have. When it comes to self, it's the innate core human being that truly needs to be fed and worked on. I think that's what really comes to the surface. And then be present, be human, be consistent, show up, be your true self. That's what really matters at the end of the day.
Yeah. For me, let me hear yours. But first, let me hear yours. I think for me.
So for me, and thank you for this engaging conversation. But for me, I'll just say that yes, understanding self is actually where there is true power. Exactly what you've said.
Yeah.
When you find self, you've truly found your real power.
Yeah.
Your real power. And we are all powerful. I truly believe there is no one who was put here on earth to escort other people to live life. No. So we all have that one thing. We all have that genius in each one of us. And so for me, I'll urge people, please find yourself. And the beauty is now there are many opportunities and many interventions in the market that you can be able to find yourself. Start that journey. Start the journey. There's no time you'll say it's over, but the closer you get to it, the more fulfilled you become, the more centered you become, the more productive you become. You cannot create, you cannot innovate without finding who you truly are. So we all have to go back to that first lesson. Actually, I think finding self should be class number 1, not the other way around.
True.
Now we are doing it in retrospect. But just once you find self, you find your true genius, and you will find living life becomes such a beautiful experience.
It is. Wow. So for me, I'll just say finding your tribe. I felt also you need to find your tribe and find your community. I've really understood the power of community and finding those who will celebrate you, not those who are tolerating you. Finding those who will celebrate you, who you can do this journey of life together is so, so important in terms of embracing self. God bless you so much. Thank you so much. I feel like we still have a lot to say, which we are going to find time to say it. But thank you so much for honoring the invite. And I know my Just Angie family have learned a lot. God bless you.